I'm a gender-based violence survivor, specifically rape, and I'm here to tell my story so that other people can learn and see how they can move on. It was on that fateful night, 3 months after my 18th birthday. I was still a virgin. I was still very naive and innocent. I was very intelligent, and I had big dreams. But unfortunately, on that night, I had gone for evening prep classes all alone, instead of the usual group of staff children who used to flock together. When I closed from prep classes that evening, it was terribly dark. I had no torchlight. Although from the campus to our house was just about 100 meters stretched footpath, bounded to the left by a vast farmland and to the right by a vast field. I was almost halfway gone when I heard "Hey you" behind me. It was a male voice. I froze in my steps. I could not run. I could not shout. I could not move. I tried to plead, the words stuck in my mouth. One of them grabbed me from behind, holding tight to my mouth. And then in the next minute, I found myself on the ground. One holding to my hands, the other holding to my legs. And that is how 3 of them took their turns in raping me so mercilessly. I was in pain. I was bleeding. But I struggled and struggled until I got up. When I finally reached home that night, my dad had already gone to bed, but my mom was in the parlor. When my mom asked what had happened, that I was limping, because I was limping, almost crawling from the excruciating pain. I told my mom that I fell and sprained my leg, but she didn't notice that there was blood on my legs and on the back of my uniform. I dashed to the bathroom, took a quick shower, and then I swallowed the painkillers that my mother had left for me on the table. I crawled to bed, and from that night on, my life was shattered. My life was broken into pieces. For 2 weeks, I couldn't go to school. For 2 weeks, I lost appetite for food. For 2 weeks, even bathing became a problem. I would just stay in bed and cry all day long. But when my parents and siblings were around, I would pretend that all was well. When I finally got back to school, I could not concentrate on my studies. I moved from the front seat to the back seat of the class. I was always in a daydream. And sometimes I'll take permission and go home on the pretext that I was not feeling fine. Frustration set in, pain set in, anguish. Nobody knew what I was going in the inside. Nobody knew the battle I was fighting in the inside, because I kept silent. Not even my mom, not even my best friend. That year, I failed the GCE ordinary level and had to fail again and again, and my dreams were shattered. I was struggling to pick up those broken pieces and move on. Affliction struck a second time. This time around, I was 22 years old, and my church group had attended a wedding out of town. When we got to town, it was 10 p.m. and our bus dropped us at the church premises. I was the only one to cross over to my quarter, and I had no transport on me, so I had to use a shortcut And there they were again. Two of them, and they each took their turn in raping me. This time around, I was not only shattered, I was crushed into pieces. I was preparing to write the GCE advanced level then. And that year I failed, and I had to fail again and again and again. And everybody was surprised. I was frustrated. Depression set in, and many times I thought of suicide. Fortunately or unfortunately, I didn't know the perpetrators. Because in the first incident, so many men had come to me, so many boys to say, but I had rejected them because I wanted to keep myself for my future husband. And in the second case, they were just some drug addicts because they stunk of alcohol. It was not until I joined an inexplicable movement and I had the courage to open up to some great women of faith who prayed for me, counseled me, gave me words of encouragement, gave me spiritual books to read, that I started having some peace, some inner peace, and I had the courage to move on. I started opening up to men too because I desired to get married and have children. Because before then, I had hated men with a lot of passion. And before then, the last straw that broke the camel's back was that sometimes in 2010, I fell seriously ill. I had a terrible cough that refused to go for over 3 months. All cough treatments were abortive. All cough tests were negative. But I was pale and frail. I was losing weight by the day, and everybody was complaining. Then the doctor reported that I was HIV positive. With this news, the doctor's report, everything in my life came crashing down. I didn't imagine myself living with an incurable disease. And taking drugs for the rest of my life was a hard pill to swallow. Several times I thought of committing suicide. But then when I met these women of faith, I opened up to them and they gave me courage to move on. I started also opening up to men, but then each man who comes will run away as soon as I tell them that I am HIV positive, and it hurts me so badly. Rape is a crime. Let's all say no to rape. Rape has destroyed the lives of many young girls, children, even young boys. Perpetrators ought to be punished. Let us all say no to rape. If you are a survivor of rape or any form of gender-based violence, speak out, please. Speak out. Because speaking out is already part of healing. It's surprising that I can tell this story without crying. It's because I spoke out and I am finding healing, even though it's somehow difficult. It's not really easy. And secondly, perpetrators of rape should not be allowed to go free. They should be punished because rape is a crime. And rape has destroyed the lives of so many people.